Okay guys, back. I used up the rest of that silicone totally, and I just wanted to show you the aftermath of my foam job here. That stuff is rock hard. Ugly, but it looks a lot better with the thermal pan up here and with that shaved off from the outside. You kind of don't really see it as you go in because it's nice and clean, but I may foam the rest of this wood over just because it'll match, and it'll also protect the wood from the elements, because this door does not shut fully. Oh, and that did seal up quite well there. I'll show you what I mean here, guys. I'm gonna set the ladder up back here and set you guys up, hopefully without knocking the camera over, which will be tricky. Okay. I do not want to knock the camera over. Okay, so here we go. I'm actually gonna just take you with me. I don't trust it. So when I'm in the tiny house, guess what happens? This is as far as the outer door shuts, because, and what I normally do, so no one locks me in, is I will close this part, and I will, oops, I left the lock in there. I will lock the lock through here, and that way, you know, no one can lock me into the tiny house. However, this is how far the door closes when I'm in here. So you can see there is a gap to the elements. That's where that entrance comes into play that I'm talking about. So when I'm in the tiny house, obviously this can't shut any further because this latch is hitting on the place it's supposed to slide into. This side is okay, though it does have like this, the old gasket in the wood is broken off. See how nasty the wood is in there, guys? That's just wet rot nast. But now that I've put my spray foam in there, and actually maybe I shouldn't have cut that flush because it was blocking it, but it is sealed with foam, and so you can actually see up inside here, guys. So we got a nice air gap here that the air is infiltrating, hitting that wood, and you know, it'll basically, this is a cold zone for sure in the wintertime. That's as far as I can close the door whenever I'm living in here, be either winter or summer, until I change things, right? So obviously I have wind infiltration, the funnel effect, because I'm between, it's my trailer and another trailer makes a funnel in between here where I'm standing and filming through. The wind will just be passing over this wood and kind of passing across this way. So the wind's always moving across this door like a funnel, and this foam should help. This is why I kind of went ahead and did all this on the budget, tiny house, tiny improvements, guys, as we go along. So now that this is all sealed up better, I should notice quite a difference inside. Now this kick plate or whatever, the silicone's still drying up, does get very cold in the winter, so that transfers into the tiny house and up the door, but I can't really do anything about that. And at least under all those layers on the bed, so that's one good thing. And now that I have power in here, I shouldn't run out during the winter time, at least for an overnighter, because Charles Charles has those power packs, that he gave me, and I also have Primo's power pack that I can run my USB fans on my fireplace on all night, and that means heat all night as long as I got propane. And I don't know if I could run them off the solar battery bank overnight, but that's always an option too. Though we're going to go through all those performance tests during this upcoming winter and see exactly what happens. But I'm pretty happy with the tiny house right now, guys. Like I said, the ceiling work is coming. Hold on. Now it's going to look a lot different in here because I have a blue ceiling right now that's spray foam, and it's going to be now looking like a plywood ceiling, which is okay. I like the plywood look. Actually, I shouldn't have painted the plywood in here white, guys, though I did, just to add the brightness factor because I did have, the thing is I had the smaller windows, so I said, well, if I paint all the walls white, it'll help bounce and reflect the light around better. It does, though, you know, white is kind of plain, doesn't look very good, and it'll show a lot of stuff. So if you have plywood walls, you can kind of get away with a lot of stuff without cleaning. But anyway, that's the way it is. So that's my little update for today, guys. I hope you enjoyed. I'm gonna get back to you hopefully soon with a plywood update and material update for the tiny house and go from there. But other than that, it's just been me working. My dad got back from his final test there in London. Well, no. My dad got back from his test, and it was a nuclear test. It's called a MEP or MEPI or something like that. I don't know who comes up with these names, but basically they ran nuclear something through him, and a bunch of cameras took pictures, and they gave something to open his arteries up, and the cameras took pictures, and then they gave him something to close the arteries back to normal, and took more pictures, and then he'll know in 3 weeks or so what the outcome's going to be. So his next appointment, which is in October, near my birthday as well. So we'll see. Hopefully it's going to be a good birthday, guys. If you guys remember last year, I lost my grandmother very close to my birthday, so that was a really downer. Didn't really celebrate too much, and also got kicked off the other property my tiny house did, so it was a wonderful, though we were super busy last year and got to take a nice family vacation. You guys can check those videos out if you want. We went on a cruise. I took lots of video, and you guys can see that in my playlist sections. But yeah, hopefully this year turns around. I know I made that video. Is this going to be the worst year ever? We got the hurricanes. We got the North Korea deal. We got the riots. We got everything else. Solar flares, I guess, happened as well. Though I'm still here. Electronics are still working, so obviously they missed. And I know Dave was telling me, he follows, I guess, the reports on that, and he said, yeah, there was an X12 or X2 flare or something, but obviously it missed. Space is big, guys, so they might shoot this direction, but we're also moving too. We're a moving target, so the sun's big, but we're still a moving target, so you know, we made it, I guess. If not, you'll never see this video because everything will be off. but anyway, so that's it for now, guys. So far so good at the tiny house, doing little odd jobs, getting stuff done, and I'm praying to God I get the money in for payday so I can get the plywood ceiling started and hopefully it looks okay. If it doesn't, I may just put one piece up, and if it looks like crap, or you know, some other issue comes up. Like, I was thinking about this earlier, when I put the ceiling fan up, this thing's going to be kind of bouncing up and down, and it's going to be in the center of the plywood, and the plywood's only going to be held on the sides. So is it going to be doing this all the time when the ceiling fan's up there? I don't know. I may have to brace it or do something else. We're going to find out. But stay tuned, guys. We'll see you on the next one. Rob from the Off-Grid Tiny House, just outside the tiny house at the entrance, and we're signing out. See you on the next one. Hey guys, Rob here from the Off-Grid Tiny House. Got a couple Wish packages in. Unfortunately, I think Wish is now no longer giving stuff away. They have increased the estimated time of delivery quite a bit. So I think I have an option though. If I close down my Wish account, make a new one, I should regain the ability to get free stuff again, maybe. It's just something I'm thinking about. So none of these packages are free as far as I know, but we'll see. We'll open the first. Okay, so definitely not. But no. So I ordered some wire, and hopefully this is decent enough for 12 volt. It looks very thin though. That's not good. 25 feet of red black. This I can use for lighting, LED lighting in the tiny house, 12 volt. And that's about it, because it looks super small diameter wise. It won't focus, but so that's going to be for miscellaneous and lighting at the most. LEDs only. We'll see what we got in this one. Oh. Something that's heavily wrapped up. I'll keep this bubble wrap. This is what I'll use to plug that hole in the tiny house. Where my fan was shooting out for the summer, getting rid of that heat. Okay, so first off, a ton of shrink wrap insulation of all different sizes, as you can see, which will come quite in handy for my future electronic projects and off-grid solar wiring. And we also have a box within a box, a bunch of connectors, and I'll save this bubble wrap as well. So we get a case with a ton of connectors, different sizes, different gauge wire. These are the ones I was looking at most likely, because these guys will be used on the to connect to the master switch that you guys haven't seen yet because it hasn't arrived, but I can run wires in there, crimp them, and then make nice connections to the bus bar that they have set up. And then they have different size as well, which is nice. And they even have the small ones for like super small bus bars, but it's mostly the blue and the yellow I'll be using. And then I have a variety of, oh, here's the other size there. That's another smaller size. And a few more sizes actually, which is good. And then they have like the blade types. And these round types are nice as well for going over bolts or screws or however your whatever bus bar load you're connecting to. So these didn't cost a whole lot of money, which is good, and they threw in a whole whack of different size shrink wrap, which is really nice to go along with that as a nice neat package. So that's pretty good. So we got some stuff that's going to go to the tiny house thing, guys, and that'll be pretty good. So we'll see you on the next one.